On Saturday, the magnificent FNP Stadium is going to host Kaizer Chiefs. Obviously, will play host to Orlando Pirates. Yeah, it doesn't look good for Kaizer Chiefs. If you look at the statistics, in the last 6 derbies, only one win for Amakosa Mahle. In the last 4 league derbies, Orlando Pirates have won all of them. Obviously, we remember in Durban, Pirates lost to Kaizer Chiefs in the Nedbank Cup final 2-1. Yusuf Mat, my captain, scored. Kaizer Chiefs, I think they were given a penalty in the first 10 minutes. The referee couldn't waste time. In the final, you give a penalty, first 10 minutes. But now, it's not a cup final. We'll see who comes on top. Pirates on top of the log with Mamelodi Sundowns, same number of points, almost same everything, but obviously Sundowns are on top with goals scored. Will it be Amakosa Mahle or Kaizer Chiefs? That is difficult to predict, but not really because they are predictable. If someone will say that is difficult to predict, they must explain to me slowly how come Pirates have won 5 out of the last 6 derbies. What is so predictable to? How come Pirates have won the last 4 league derbies? What is so difficult to predict there? What is it? I think it's simple, coach.
Nadim, it's not as simple as you make it. Yes, the last 5 or the last 6, Pirates has won 5, but it's not as easy as you make it seem like, because their results are already in. Because it's not just a game; it's I call it an African event. You have people flying all over Africa just to be part of the history, being part of the derby being played at the FNB. So that's why it's not predictable. Derby, when it comes to derby, Nadim, form goes out of the window. You can't say no. Chiefs has just lost to Stellenbosch and Pirates have lost to Keswick, so they'll lose to Chiefs. No, on the day it's just a matter of who wants it more. So that's what makes it more difficult. And also, Nadim, you are looking at both teams. I think Chiefs has more players that have played in the derby before than what Pirates have. So that's what makes it more difficult. History, yes, history will always be there. History will always count, but on the day, Nadim, it depends who shows up more. So I think that's what makes it more difficult than any other time. And also remember, uh, in the last 4 games, that the league games that we are speaking about, it's different coaches. On the other side of Pirates, the coach has changed. Well, on the other side of Chiefs, the coaches were there, but they were not the head coaches. So it's also a different, it's a new challenge altogether. Wadu has never played a derby. He's going ahead, coming back to back bad results at playing derby. I don't know. I'm sure he has played. We know Pirates is a sold out. Pirates always plays at a sold out, but yeah, he played at a sold out stadium, so he shouldn't have too much pressure. But derby Nadim, you see, it's on a Tuesday. We're already speaking about it. We've already had the noise all over. Tickets were sold out in a day or what. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how both teams challenge this one, Nadim.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be very interesting, coach. I fully agree with you. Tickets were sold out way before. I mean, before people were even thinking of buying tickets, Kaizer Chiefs, Vinamaposa released a statement, derby tickets sold out. That's how much. This is the biggest match in South African football. We all know that. If you have never attended a derby, please try to attend at least one derby in your life. I promise you, especially at FNP, it's an electric atmosphere. It's something. I mean, I remember those derbies at night. I think I don't like the derbies of during the day, coach. I prefer the one at night. It used to be very, very exciting. But now, obviously, most of the derbies are played during the day. It's gonna be very, very interesting. If we look at Kaizer Chiefs, coach, what is it that we can expect from them? Do we expect? How do you think they will approach this match, having lost the last 2 matches? Also, remember, Pirates have lost their last 2 matches, but now one about Kaizer Chiefs, Samakosa might have lost their last 2 against Zamalek. We have not forgotten that they lost in Egypt 2-1, and then today, of course, they lost to Stellenbosch 2-1. What is it, coach? How do you think they will approach this match? What can we tell our subscribers and viewers? What is it that they can expect from this match?
Well, Nadim, what I've picked up with Chiefs, it seems like if you can score 2 goals against Chiefs, you are on 99.9 chances of winning the game. Because this season we know they are not conceding much, but the moment they concede 2, it becomes a problem. They hardly even score 2 goals. I think the last game we saw them score 2 was just before they went to lose in Egypt. But other than that, Chiefs had always been a 1 goal win and so on. So I think that's one thing that I've realized. They are not a team that scores a whole lot of number of goals. Seems like it's a team that depend more on their defensive structure or their defensive positiveness to say we can keep it clean or we can concede less goals than we stand a chance of winning. But like I'm saying, you look at when they lost to Stellenbosch, it was 2 in the net bank. Today again, even in Egypt. So if you look at it, the moment you score 2, then you've got a small margin of losing the game against Kaizer Chiefs because it seems like they can't really score much in a game. All they do is to score a goal. On their best day, they score 2, and that's it. So I think from Kaizer Chiefs, that's one thing that we can expect, that they are going to try and keep it as clean as possible at the back. Brandon Peterson is going to come. I think he's playing the first game, the first derby as a captain of Kaizer Chiefs. I stand to be corrected. You have Pasika Marco on the other side, who has just jumped ship. He's playing his first derby as well on the Kaizer Chiefs t-shirt. He has played many derbies on the Orlando Pirates side. Munyani, who grew up in Orlando Pirates camp, he knows the ins and outs of the camp. I wonder if we are going to see him coming back. You have Maboy, who has played Pirates so many times at Sundowns, Marisburg. So I think those are going to be the key players, Kwinika and as well as Aiden McCarthy. I think Aiden McCarthy as well, again, I stand to be corrected. I don't think he has played any other league match, league derby. So you see, it's going to be very interesting. So there's new faces that are coming into this derby game. Are they ready? We don't know. We will never be ready until the first whistle has been blown. So I think those are gonna be the key factors of the game. The striker whom they signed, Silva, we know he has been scoring goals. You know, Nadim, I was looking at the top goal scorers now, and I realized the only big team player who's in the top goal scorers is Urenas with 6 goals, and we know Silva just scored his 5th goal. So he's somewhere there. So you look at that alone. Is he gonna bring goals into the derby game? Does he understand what it means to score on a derby? It's gonna be very interesting. I wonder if they will depend on your Serino to come in, but you know, Sereno has played a derby before, and you know how he gets ill-disciplined at times because of the game, the magnitude of the game, and all those things. So I think from the Kaizer Chiefs side, we can really expect a very, very compact team, a team that will be well defensively drilled, looking for that goal as they have been doing the whole season. Scoring a goal and then hoping that that one goal will get them over the line. But yeah, man, I'm more interested in seeing the coaches, the core coaches. Are they gonna be able to handle it? Because before they were assistants and translators, but now that they are the ones that are at the helm, it's gonna be very interesting to see how they come up. And I want to see if they will go back and call Miguel to come back into the team, or are they going to continue with Kwinika and what do you call this, Aiden McCarthy? And then as well as Cheslek, we saw him starting today. Are they preparing him for the derby, or are they just giving him minutes before the derby? So I think that's the most interesting part about Kaizer Chiefs. You never know which team is gonna come up, but you know at the back they are always solid. So I think it's gonna be a very interesting game to see, Nadim.
It's gonna be very interesting, coach. As you rightfully said, you score 2 goals in this team, you've got 98% chance of beating Kaizer Chiefs. The last time they score more than 2 goals in a PSL match was on the 4th of November last year. I mean, there are people who have tried to date and break up. If you look at November, now it's February. Before Valentina, their relationship didn't see Valentine. But that's the last time Kaizer Chiefs scored more than 2 league goals. I don't think it's going to work against Pirates, coach, because to beat Pirates, Sundowns have shown us you need to score at least 2 goals or more. You can't beat Pirates with 1-0. These Orlando Pirates of Owato, I mean, the only game Pirates lost 1-0, obvious, was against Kukune, the first game, where he was still trying to see things how it's going to go. Ever since, you can't beat Orlando Pirates with 1-0. So what is it that Kaizer Chiefs will do differently? Because we just saw now they've lost to Stellenbosch. In order to score more than 2 goals, coach, because I mean that's a serious. What is it that they need to do? Because obviously it will be much nicer for Kaizer Chiefs to win the derby. One, beating their arch rivals Orlando Pirates, and 2, now jumping to 33 points. Because now, of course, we're no longer talking about Kaizer Chiefs. That's another question, coach. Maybe from there, what is it that they need to do to score 2 goals? And 2, are Chiefs still running for the league title, or they're fighting for the top 8? As I said, that Kaizer Chiefs are fighting for the top 8.
Well, Nadim, on points, the way the league is standing, it would be very immature to rule them out. I mean, we're looking at what points is saying. At the end of the day, as much as we speak about the squad, the quality, and all those things, but if the points are saying they're still within, you can't really write them off. It's just me. I mean, if I'm gonna say no, Chiefs is not in the title race, but they are what? They are 5 points drift from what do you call it, from number one. Then you get to mislead people because you never know. In football, there's no therefore.
No, they are 8 points, coach. 8 points, coach. Eight.
8, yeah. So you see that
They are now on 8 points.
Yeah, they are now on 8 points with a game less. So maybe that's why I said 5 with the game less played. So I think if you're looking at the log and the points and you're saying no, they are not there, it would be very immature, to be honest. Yes, quality wise, we are saying no. We don't think they will compete with the top 2 teams, but football doesn't have therefore. So for me, the team they have, I always said, Chiefs has the team or Chiefs has the squad. They just don't have the first 11 or the team to compete, but they do have the personnel in them. They do have players that if they can combine very well, I think they can bring out a very good team. I mean, we saw Uduba coming in with his pace. You saw the youngster Vilagazi. We just saw Chesley. Like I said, he played fairly well. You see my boy, he's boss in the midfield, and Ndlovu was not there. So I think it Chiefs as a team. As for them scoring 2, hey, Nadim, you ask yourself, Chiefs with creating so many chances, how are they not scoring too many goals? I mean, they're creating, even last season, if you look at them, I think they were the top team that has created more chances to score than any other team. And again, they were the worst in terms of finishing. So I wonder if we should blame on the coaches, but sometimes I believe our coaches are just scapegoats. Players needs to take the chances when they are created. In football, they always say a coach cannot choose a result that he wants, but he can try to make ways on how to get there. So if the combination play comes up, or if no, let's play route one, put in a cross comes up and you can't score, I don't think we can blame it on Chiefs. So, like I said, Nadim, just to answer you, on paper, the league, the points, yes, Chiefs is still in the running, but quality-wise, Chiefs versus the top 2 teams, no, they don't stand a chance.
Yeah, well said, coach. I mean, quality-wise, they don't stand a chance. It looks like they've done well this season. I mean, at this stage last season, they were struggling. They were not even on 30 points. For me, credit to them. Gradually, kancane kancane amakhosi amahle. Remember, your team have not really signed players straight away that can improve the team. And then players that you have gotten is players like Monyane, free, Marco, free. Most of the players that Kaizer Chiefs have were free agents. Even Velepai, they got it via Safa DC, Batman, Safa DC. Cape Town City has to be relegated twice, relegated from the PSL, then relegated to the NFD so that you get Velepai for free. So most of the players you have, you didn't buy them actually. That is another point. So maybe that's why your team is starting to show that now you are playing with proper free agents. When you are playing with free agents, you're gonna get results almost like this one. Coach, let's move on to. It's very interesting, as the coach said. Also, the co-coaches, Cedric Katze and Ben Yusuf. You have to beat Orlando Pirates. If you beat Orlando Pirates, I will stop calling you interpreters. I will call you Kaizer Chiefs head coaches, not interpreters. You have to beat Orlando Pirates coaches because I saw you were not happy that Soccer PT has also called you interpreter. I know Cedric Katz when he was interpreting for Nabi. I'm saying that with respect. Coach, let's move on to Orlando Pirates. Amapakania, they really struggled in the last 2 games, coach. The results are there. Obviously, we hear that Kabelo Dlamini is injured. We hear that Mbata is injured. Libito is injured. So many players we hear that are injured. What I can report to you now, coach, the 2 players that are injured at Orlando Pirates is Kogi. I hear that Siema got a knock. I mean, there's carrying a slightly injured. That's why he didn't play against obvious. What is the name of the team? Castric. Sorry, guys from Kwamhlanga, I've forgotten. That is why he couldn't play against Castric FC. Otherwise, players like Mbata, the reason he's not playing, it's off the field incidents. Yes, I have to protect the player. I'm not gonna say why, because same applies with Libito. Hopefully they will come back. Mahopa is fine. All the guys are fine, honestly speaking, coach. I've decided to do my underground investigation. I discovered they've been training normally. They're all okay in Bata. The coach, when he said Kabelo Dlamini is injured, coach, hey, it's like every player at Pirates when the coach is being asked, who's there is injured. No, they are not injured, coach. Just find a way to say, no, I've got more than 30 players. They need to fight their way to make I can only pick 11 players. So they will get their chance, or they need to prove to me on training that they are good enough to start. Coach, don't say players they're injured when they are not injured, because us will find out. Why do you say Mbata is injured when he's not injured? Why do you say Mahopa is injured when he's not injured? Why do you say Kabelo Dlamini is injured when he's not injured? Coach KP, take over. Please tell me about Amapa Buccaneers. Obviously, a win will relieve a huge pressure to Orlando Pirates. And coach, I'm also interested to know, how will Orlando Pirates, what is your ideal lineup? How do you expect them to start this game? Yeah, over to you, coach.
And you know, when you are saying the coach is picking up injuries, it reminds me of when Jeremy Brock had Mamelodi Sundowns. Sundowns released a statement saying players that are injured, he was part of the list. You know, he tweeted that guy saying, I'm not injured, me. And now when you are saying this, you are reminding me that maybe what we need to stop that. But for his own reasons, maybe the medical team said he's injured. But if you say they are not, yeah, well, it is what it is. But I saw today. Is it today or yesterday? There was an article that came out saying Pirates have been given the boost of one of their midfielders has recovered. Speaking about Mbata. So maybe we will see Mbata coming in for the derby. You know, Coach Wadi has a tendency, Nadim, has a tendency of losing 2 games and then going forever unbeaten. So I think maybe he's doing, I don't know, I don't think he can do it on purpose. But if you remember, he started like this. He started with 2 losses and then he went and went and went and went until he lost 2. So maybe he's on those things. Maybe where he's visiting, they're telling him, no, lose 2 so that you can have the next 12 games unbeaten. So if that's gonna work out for him, then let it be. Because we saw it before. He lost 2 and then he went on and on and on. He took cups. So now there's only one thing that is left, which is the league. Maybe he needs to be woken up, or he needs the management to say, hey, Baba, get back in line, you see. But getting into serious stuff, Nadim, I think the 2 losses for Orlando Pirates, well, one can say the coach needs to take it. I mean, you are the head coach, so everything that goes wrong or goes right will go onto your head. I think one, starting at the back against Mamelodi Sundowns, like I said, I think he missed a tactic when he wanted to start Usibilibili ahead of Van Rooyen. What else? The very same Sibilibili, I was surprised, was not good enough to start against Kesrick. So that didn't make sense for me. It really didn't make sense. I don't understand, how do you risk a player against Sundowns and then don't risk him against Kesrick if you really need him? That for me didn't make sense. But then overall, on that very same game, I think Pirates played well. They were just outclassed. I don't think Kaizer Chiefs is on the level of Mamelodi Sundowns in terms of quality players. So if Pirates can display something like that, they might cause an upset. And also, you going into the back 4, like as we're still speaking about Sibilibili. I would, while I'm heading into Pirates, I'm giving you the starting lineup as well, Nadine. I would have Van Rooyen as a right back, mainly because while defensively Van Rooyen has been excellent and has been marvelous to watch. As much as Libito has been better when given a chance, but you can't risk now go all the way, take somebody who hasn't been playing on a derby game, because derby Nadim, you need players that have been playing. Well, Libito is one guy who scored a scorcher. His first goal at Orlando Pirates was at the FNB. Maybe the coach might look at that and say, hey, well, let me try him again. You see, so the coach might be looking at the fact that Libito, his
coach.
goal, the first goal of Libito was up against Kaizer Chiefs at FNB, so you'll never know. But I think I'll to Van Rooyen. And then in the central pairing, I know CBC has been getting the backlash and everything. All the mistakes have been pointed out. But this is not a game to try somebody who's never played such games, Nadim. This is a game where it can break a player. I think if you want to have somebody making a mistake and still believe that the player will still continue playing, is Usibisi. I think Sibisi, for me, is a no-brainer. He starts against Kaizer Chiefs, especially looking at that defense. You need somebody who's going to lead. Yes, like I'm saying, everyone is pointing out his errors and everything, but you need a leader. I think Pirates, like I said, it's no brainer. Sibisi starts. If Siema is not fully fit for the game, but I think they will push him in because I think the knock is an injury that he has been playing with. If you really noticed, he always has a stripe on his knee. If he's not fully fit, I don't think Pirates has any other option. Well, majority can say Sasani and all that, but because we are relying on what we saw when he was still playing under Jose Rivera. When last did Sasani play? It's been a while. You can't just throw him now at the derby game. I don't think that's the game. If the coach really wanted him, he would have introduced him gradually. So if for me Siema starts, but if Siema is not fine, I will go for Chabatane. Again, I deem a very risky Chabatane for me. Yes, he's a left-footed centre back. Yes, he looked very composed. But this is not the guy who has played more than 4 or 3 games, or he has never played a game where like it's very intense. With the derby, the intensity starts from the warm-up for players, or even the pitch inspection, because the stadium would be full. I'm sure by 12 o'clock, I know by 12 I'll be there. Majority of people will be there. So do you give him a start ahead? Well, the coach signed him from Marumo. He should trust him enough. Yes, you can give him ahead. And then on the left back position, as much as I would love to see Ndaba coming in the derby, it's a no-brainer again. Hoto all day, every day. Looking at the fact that experience, he can match Solomons if they come for speed and everything. So I would go for Hoto. In the middle field, Makehleni Makaula, he gets the nod. And Nduli is not there. And I think this is one piece that Pirates is missing. And majority of people, we are not aware of that because it's not your shiny player, your fancy player. Usihlon Nduli, for me, Nadim, is a big miss. A huge miss at Orlando Pirates. And then you would start him with Umbata. If he is fit, and like you said, he's not injured. So you start him with Umbata. You know, Unomtenjela, yes, he's getting the backlash again, Nadim, but you know, his stats is one of the best stats, if we are being honest. But, you know, to save him, to protect him as a coach, you can have him on the bench just so you protect him. Because I see people are even going as far as sending him personal text on Instagram. Protect the boy, bring him in as a sub if needed. So you go Mbata, Makehleni Makaula. Yes, it would be that you are giving fans what they want, but it would also mean that you are protecting a player for yourself. And then on the left position, I would go with Relay. No brainer there. I think the coach knows as well. Relay. We know what he can do. We know what he can do, and he didn't have a good game at FNB the last game, so maybe this is the time to redeem himself. On the left, again, I would go with Umremi on the right, as much as he doesn't give me much. But it's only because, instead, no, I wouldn't start Murem in Nadim. I'm lying. I wouldn't start Murem. I'd go for Ozonapolis. And then Ozonapolis on the other side, Rilo on the other side, and Tito. For me, in games like this start, I'll always have Tito Maswangai. Like I said, very intelligent player. A player who sees things that others don't. Maybe majority fail to read them. And then I think you go into this game, you speak to the two of Relay and Ozonapolis to say, you know what, let's interchange on the left wing position. Let's give each other enough time on that side. Don't just stay there. Yeah. And then Umbutuma up front, Nadim. I think that's my starting lineup.
Hey, interesting, coach. I thought you'll put Evidence Mahopa because he's also fully fit. Also, yeah, coach Mbata is very fit. Are you sure you'll put Butuma in a derby ahead of Evidence Mahopa, coach? If so, why will you do that?
Yeah, going on to this derby, I would go for Umbutuma. Mainly because, Nadim, you know, when it comes to derby games, you need players that are confident enough in terms of playing. Mbutuma has played and he has been scoring goals. He seems like there's a bit of connection. I hear again, like I said, against Sundowns, he had a great header, but it was well saved. You always have Umahopa as a sub. You know you can always bring him in to change the game. But if you start for you, so I'd rather have Mahopa coming in to change the game. He comes with vast of experience. He comes with the work rate and all that. So on this Saturday, you know how much I love Mahopa. But this Saturday, I would start Mbutuma for those reasons. He's the one who's been playing. I think in terms of match fitness, he's far better than Mahopa. And the main reason would be, like I'm saying, if things don't work well, if you start with Mahopa and it doesn't work well, how confident would you go to Mbutuma and say, okay, you can come in and change it? So I would start Mbutuma over Mahopa, and that's the reason why I will start him ahead of Mahopa Doski. So yeah, that's it. And the goalkeeper, no brainer. We all know Sipho Chain, South African number 2.
Coach, so you put Mbule on the bench. Why you don't put Mbule? Because this is about uyalazi uSipho Mbule. We have not said anything about him, Coach. Have you forgotten that he plays for Pirates? Or is also injured, Coach?
Well,
Please answer truthful, Coach.
Well, the Master Chef for me, the Master Chef will always come in as a sub. I wouldn't start him. I've seen at Orlando Pirates, if he starts, he needs to be substituted. He doesn't look like he doesn't finish the game. So you cannot start a player that you know you're gonna have to sub. Two, I think the tempo of the Kaizer Chiefs is very high. So if you are going to start him, I don't think I can start him ahead of Tito Maswangai. That's me. Maybe somebody can, but I don't think I can start him ahead of Tito Maswangai as a number 10. And then as a number 8 as well, again, I think you need somebody who's going to be able to run and close down the space and everything. And I don't think that's what he does. He's good on the ball, but in terms of defensive wise, I don't think so. So yes, having him on the bench wouldn't kill you. You know, if it was me and Nadim, the following players would be on the bench. I'd have Mahopa on the bench, like I said. I would have one defender. I would have Ndaba on the bench. I will have Moremi on the bench. I will go as far as having Ukabelo Dlamini on the bench. And then I'm not sure if you are bringing in.
It's also injured, the coach. It's also injured.
Then you and I are also injured if that's the case. But yeah.
Okay, coach. My lineup is very simple, coach. I will put obviously my lineup is straightforward, coach. Chain will start, obviously, because Buteles is not been off form. I'm not saying there's a huge gap between Chain and Buteles. Buteles, I remember very well at TS Galaxy did well. At Pirates is yet to be given a full chance. Then on the right side, I'll bring back Libitzo from the injury, because one of the guys I spoke to, he spoke to Libitzo. He told him he's not injured. Anyways, even me, I know, according to my investigation, Libitzo is not injured. I'll put Libitzo. I have not forgotten in that 3-2, the cracker I scored in the derby. Right back, you put Libitzo. Dino van Rooyen sit on the bench. Center back, I put Sesane and Siema. 2 central defenders. I know they will fight. I will never put in my lineup, in any lineup where Pirates is playing, I will never put Libisi that he must play. Libisi that he must play. I can't trust the captain who's not comfortable with the ball. It's like he's scared, even when the players are. No. It doesn't help Pirates in any way. Sibisi, I will not even put him on the bench. I put him in the stands. And just like Maela used to be a captain of Pirates, but sometimes will not even play. On the left side, obviously, I go with Hoto, not negotiable. Nemate Jela, I start him. I think is the best midfielder at Pirates this season. Honestly speaking, in that position, I think the insults and all that hatred is unfortunate. If you can watch the game of Sundowns, it was outstanding. He has been playing well for Orlando Pirates. Honestly speaking, I don't think I just think he's unfortunate that he's coming from Marumo Gallants, and then the coach him at Marumo Gallants. So it looks like the coach is coming with his favorites. He's suffering, is guilty by association of Oado, because people are becoming frustrated with Oado not playing Kabelo Dlamini, not playing Sipho Mbule, not playing Evidence Mahopa, not playing Talent Mbacha. That's where the frustration is coming from, I know. Then Makaula with him, obviously, in the center midfield. On the left side, the coach, I go with Moremi. On the right side, I go with Rebohile Mfokeng. Then I have as a 10. Yeah, I think it can work. It's just behind the striker. My striker is Evidence Mahopa. I will go with those players. Honestly, think Raylan Fokeng is a versatile player. He can play on the left, center, and on the right side. I will never start him on the right side. He's so uncomfortable. The right, you put him on the right, he can't even pass with the right foot. At least Rile can pass with the right foot. He can pass with the left foot. Apolis, obviously, will give him that time to maneuver left, right. Then Morem is deadly on the left side. Put the guy who is strong. I mean, he's shown himself. I think he scored 8 goals this season. He's a leading goal scorer for Orlando Pirates. Put him there. Mahopa gives more. Pirates is more stronger when Mahopa is playing in the pitch. Sometimes coach don't even have to think about substitution. This is Kaizer Chiefs. Mahopa can create 2 chances in the first 5 minutes, just like it did against Sundowns last season. It's 2-0 down. You don't need a substitution. Then you bring in Mbule to walk around in the 78th minute and all those kind of things. I think the game that will be my ideal starting 11, coach.
Nadim, you are picking your team not on merit. You are picking your team based on what they did last season. You know, you spoke about Osesan, and I hear the criticism of Usibis. At any given time, fully fit Sesan who has been playing, you would pick him ahead of Usibis, but not on this one. And I'm speaking based on what has been
I think
transpiring
I
before
think I
season.
think I think an injured Sesana is better than a full fit Sibisi. Half fit Sesana is better than a full fit.
You're insulting the club's captain. That guy has taken so many for Pirates. So for me, Nadim, I wouldn't change my lineup.
That is a problem, coach. Is not supposed to be the. You know why CBC is the Orlando Pirates captain? He's a captain because he's a good person. I don't think he even drinks alcohol. For sure, he's got one woman. He doesn't have many girlfriends. He goes to church. He prays. Umbona gqoke isiphandla sakhe the other day. He's a fully focused boy. I think it's because of good behavior. That's why he's an Orlando Pirates. He's not an Orlando Pirates captain because he's the best player on the pitch. It's high time Pirates recall the days of Happy Jele, times of Lakile Kwati, where the captain, like Sia Sangweni, will be the player on the pitch. When I look at, he reminds me of the Siwelele captain, the Honolo Siema, when he was the captain of Orlando Pirates. Was a good guy, man, Siema. But was not the best captain. I mean, also, I think guys like Floyd Mbele, they appointed Siema because of good behavior, not because was the best on the pitch. Even CBC, I don't think he's a captain because he's the best player on the pitch. He is the captain because of good behavior. Disciplined person, no stories about him being seen at night at Wits University with girls, no funny stories about him, any stories in players where people buy alcohol and all. That I think he represented the brand of Orlando Pirates very well. I think the management or whoever, when they selected him, they look at that, but that doesn't transcend on the pitch. On the pitch, Pirates, they're on a critical stage where the coach has rightfully said they are left with 13 cup finals. To do that, you need players who will fight for the team, players who will take, players who will run, players who will go all out, soldiers. Smith is not a soldier. Maybe he's a deputy of a soldier, not a soldier. It's time now you bring all your soldiers in the back, coach.
I'll disagree with any given day. When you talk about a soldier, you're talking about civis. I think even the nickname Bodler comes from that. He's a soldier. Yes, he's not your comfortable defender. Yes, he's not your fancy defender. But at any given time, I would go for Usivis, especially now. BC, I think he's a good leader. Yes, he's not the best player. Yes, maybe Pirates has better center backs than him. But come on, we are speaking about a Sasani who has played well last season. And then he has played. I mean, we saw him against Kalin. He looked very rusty, very very rusty. Yes, he was training, playing all those games, but bring him gradually. So gradually. So I don't agree with you on that. But yeah, we'll leave
Even
it
the
for
nickname coach, even the nickname coach, I don't like it. Bodlela, like a Barkley. It could be a small Barkley. If someone is a proper player, an iron, a rock, insimbi, not a bodlela. Like it could be a plastic Barkley or a small Barkley. The nickname it does. I remember Mlungisi Ngubane. I remember I was working for a Canadian broadcaster. Mlungisi Ngubane once told us that gone are the days when Orlando Pirates had top captains who were very, very good. Now, I mean, at that time, the captain was Tulan Tlacha or Tyson. Where have you seen in the world where the captain is given a boxer nickname? Imagine during his time when he was playing football, there was no boxer that was called Muhammad Ali. Now you've got a football player who's called the nickname is Tyson, like a boxer. So the nickname coach just tells you everything you want to know. If it's an iron or rock or something that shows that he is strong at the back, a Poglu can just take it aside and throw it away. No problem. Done.
Nadim, I still don't agree with you, but we won't finish. You know, the only agreement I have with you is in Namtanje. I think his stats is amazing. And you know Nadim, when you're competing against a player who has done so much for the team, when you do much, majority of people don't even pick that up. You see, I think his stats is very amazing. And I think also one thing that people are not picking up is the combination play. I don't think him and Makaula complement each other very well. And that's one thing that people are not picking up. The only thing that people are picking up is like you said, he's guilty by association of Uwadu. But do you start him? Well, if you want to be arrogant, Nadim, if you want to be arrogant, you will start him. But if Mbata is fit, any given day, Mbata gets the nod. Unless if Usihle Nduli somehow was to start, then I would say, yeah, if Sihle is starting, then you can start Unam Tangela. But yeah, the Tyson one and Ubodlela one, for me, Badala walks out leading the team on Saturday. Anything that happens after Saturday, then you can start introducing whoever that you want. There is a game where you need a leader there. After Saturday, at any given time, you can bring back your Sasani, whoever you want to play there at the back. But this Saturday, you bring Bodleian. The team confidence is very low. This is a team that has lost two games in a row. You need leaders there. So you don't need players that are going to come and think they are the fix. You don't need a fix right now. You need leaders. You need people that are going to go out there, encourage each and everyone. You need somebody who's going to come and pull his head up after conceding a goal. You need somebody who's going to go to another young boy to say, boy, let's go for it. So if we are going to be helping each other confidence-wise now, so for me, Bodlala starts. Yes, Sasane, great player. Pepe, like you said, great player, marvelous to watch. Play him any given time after the derby night. That's me.
That's your view, coach. Then if Bodlela start, then the best results, Orlando Pirates, the way I see it, it's a draw. But if Sesana plays or Tabatana or any of the central defenders that are there, I will give it a nod that Pirates have a chance of beating Kaizer Chiefs 2-1, just like Stellenbosch did. As we wrap, coach, I'm interested to know your score prediction on this match.
My score prediction is very Nadim. For the first time, I don't feel very confident, but I think it's gonna be a 1-0 for Pirates. The worst that can happen is a not. I don't see Pirates losing this game.
Yeah, interesting one for the coach. I've already said mine. If CBC starts, okay, my prediction is so. If Mbata start, if Mahopa start, if CBC start, if Libito start, Pirates will win 3-1. If they don't start, Kaizer Chiefs is gonna win 1-0. I honestly think Pirates, if they continue playing the same team that played Sundowns, the same team that playing Castro Stars, it won't beat Kaizer Chiefs. Very clear. Kaizer Chiefs first half, they were exciting. They created a lot of chances. I think they've got within them. They are not going to do the same mistake they did with Stellenbosch when they were having a draw or leading. Then they kept on attacking. They will sit back with the 0-0. I've seen Kaizer Chiefs doing that against Zesco in the Confederation Cup. They get one goal, they shut the door. I believe Kaizer Chiefs is going to win 1-0 if the coach continue with his biased lineup. Because honestly speaking, not playing Bata, irrespective of what's happening, not playing Mahopa, not playing Libito, you are now putting discipline ahead of the team's performance. Sundowns will never, whatever disciplinary issue is happening and all those kind of things, they will not put, let's say, Leon or Mdau on the bench because of that. They will rather talk to him while playing and say, okay, get yourself. Not playing a player like Mbata, it's so bad to a point it almost becoming embarrassing because the guy is not injured. Not playing a player, obviously, like Sesana, when he's getting better and putting Tabatsan ahead of Sesana, it's not good. Sesana is a top defender. He got injured. I mean, he came back now, slowly but surely. You're supposed to. I mean, Sesana should have played against Castrick. You have to play him. I honestly think the coaching at Orlando Pirates, that's why I'm against a coach selecting his own 100% his team. That's why if I can own a team, I will give the coach a lineup if he doesn't know how to select a lineup. Because sometimes the coaches get carried away when they're having power. I mean, a player like Mbata, you can see the statistics. Whenever he plays, the Pirates win games. All the games he started, the Pirates have not lost a match. Why not playing him? Then if it does do that, then I don't think. I think the two guys at Kaizer Chiefs, the two interpreters, Ben Yusuf, Cedric Katze, might be given the game, the first derby, because there's still two derbies that are going to come. So that's my prediction, coach. I don't know if we want to comment on that.
No, I hear you. I don't have much to disagree with you. I don't have much, but you say if you own the team, you must give me the lineup. I never did. You allow me to do what I want to do so that you can fire me. Well, stats only say so much. Stats only say so much because if it is true that all the matches that Mbata started, Pirates won, Pirates could have been the champions for the Bedway because last year he started a whole number of games. But Pirates didn't win the Bedway Premiership. Pirates didn't win the Champions League. So I think yes, he's got a good stats. Yes, he's got a great stats, but I'm one for discipline over anything. If I'm going to play you because you're talented but you are ill-disciplined, I don't do that. Discipline over everything, because that's how you easily lose the dressing room. If what is done on the left cannot be applied on the right, then we have a problem. So if there are discipline issues, they need to sort that out. If those discipline issues are not being sorted out, then the club needs to come down whether to choose discipline or whether to choose the team's integrity. So, yep, that's me. Like I said, I don't see Pirates losing this game. The worst results Pirates will get is a draw, and then the following day they might find themselves 2 points behind Mamelodi Sundowns as they are playing Skukuni, or who knows, maybe Skukuni might do wonders for them.
Yeah, you never know. Sipombule, the chairman of Orlando Pirates, Dr. Ivan Khoza, has given you a chance. No team wanted to sign you. No one. Your agent, Mike Makaba, offered you to Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs said no thanks. Just be a matured player, work hard, sleep well, rest well, focus on the team. Football is a short-term career. I mean, players like Jabu Pule, they were more talented than you. They went wayside. The players like Junior Kanye, they were way talented than you. Players like Scapi Malat, they were way talented. Talent alone is not enough, Mr. Mbule. If you want to reach the level, the way it looks like you're not even going to go to the World Cup. Just focus on football. Leave the rest. Other things will come after. Guys, this is NXL 360. My name is Nadim. I'm with Coach KP. As we say goodbye, Coach, please say goodbye to our viewers and also and everyone who's watching.
Ezimnyama Kenkani. All the best to the both teams, man. Kosi for life, you know. Let's get there early, Nadim. As you said, the new ticketing system. We need to be there early, scan our tickets. Let's arrive alive. Let's be safe when traveling and when coming back. And hopefully, Nadim, man, as much as everyone is waiting for this derby, hopefully it's worth our time and worth our money, because this thing of going there to see a 0-0 draw, I'll rather take a 2-2 draw. I think we are hoping and expecting a very entertaining game. And yeah, let's meet again on Saturday.
Yeah, most important, I cannot repeat more what the coach has said. Arrive alive. The most important thing is that everyone leaves their family and come back safely. Those who drink alcohol, please don't drink and drive. If you are drinking, obviously, we're not going to say don't drink. If you are drinking, have someone who's sober who's going to drive you, because some of the accidents, they can't be avoided. I mean, it's so painful to hear that there's an accident somewhere and all those kind of things. You find that the person was drunk. Sometimes it's not about police catching you. It's about you arriving to your family safe. I mean, it's so painful to see people burying their loved one over an accident that could have been easily avoided. Let it be a football derby that everyone can enjoy. Either you support Kaizer Chiefs, Amakhosi Amahle, Abafana Bachinja Kulova, Kaizer Mtaonge, or Orlando Pirates, Iron Duke, Ivan Khoza. Let it be about the football and also the human part. Arrive alive. Guys, thank you so much for those who are subscribing. Hey, please subscribe. Everyone who watch this episode will appreciate if all of you don't leave this episode without subscribing. Thank you so much, everyone. Arrive alive. Enjoy the derby on Saturday. Goodbye.